Yo, I'm pro saxophonist Jamie Anderson. You're watching Get Your Sax Together, and this is a Baker Street special. So, as I make my way down London's famous Baker Street, what springs to mind? Well, of course, Sherlock Holmes, the London Transport Lost Property Office, Howarth's Music Shop, and of course, McDonald's! Now here's some things that you might not know about the Baker Street song. Baker Street was a massive 1978 hit for Gerry Rafferty, featuring the famous saxophone solo by Raphael Ravenscroft, who interestingly was never really happy with his performance, saying that he thought he played a bit flat. For the most famous sax solo of all time, Ravenscroft received the massive sum of £27 in total. He claimed that he wrote the line, although there's a demo version of the same hook played on guitar from before he arrived at the studio, so it seems that Gerry Rafferty wrote the main hook. However, if you watch the very end of this video, I'll give you a piece of insider knowledge that you could only know if you have access to Wikipedia. Right, let's get on with learning the song. And welcome back to the studio. Just a quick reminder, this free sax lesson is part of my Hall of Fame series. You can find the playlist linked on the card up there. Also, do not forget to go down into the description and find the link to get the free PDF for this lesson, which has got all the music written out. That is fantastic. It's a really good transcription, that. If you're enjoying the content, please, as usual, subscribe down below and ring the notifications bell to be told when new videos come out. And without further ado, let's learn Baker Street. Okay, so there's an edited version of Baker Street with 4 phrases, and there's also the most famous one with 8 phrases. And because this is the ultimate guide to Baker Street, we're going to learn the one with 8 phrases. Now, the first phrase starts from a middle D and rips straight up a D major scale very quickly to the top D, like this. Now, if we speed that up a little bit. The second phrase also starts on middle D, but doesn't rip up this time, it just jumps straight up to the high D. And remember, it's all quite loose. You'll see in the transcription in the free PDF that I've written it out, but he is quite loose about the rhythms. The third phrase, the first note is now an F sharp instead of the D from the first 2 phrases, and there's scoops on these repeated A's like this. Phrase 4 has a long bend on the final B like this. Okay, moving on to phrase 5, which is very similar to the first phrase. Again, it starts on the D, but this time it just holds the B. Phrase 6, again, similar to phrase 2. It's got the additional bend on the F sharp, that phrase. Phrase 7 is pretty much identical to phrase 3. Now, phrase 8, I'm going to break it into 2 separate parts. The first part is and then he does a little fill section to round it off. So let's join up both parts of phrase 8 a little bit faster. So that is all 8 phrases, and now we can join them up at full battle speed. 3, 4, 1, 2. So remember earlier I said if you stay tuned we'll find out something you might not know about Baker Street? Well, if you listen to the tune Half a Heart by Steve Marcus, which is a composition by the vibraphone player Gerry Rafferty, you can tell me if you think that sounds where Baker Street might have come from, as it was recorded 10 years earlier. Okay, hope you enjoyed that video on how to play Baker Street. One more time, remember to get the free PDF in the description, which has got the full transcription. You're going to love that one. If you're enjoying the video, please do subscribe down below, ring the bell to be notified of new videos, and I will see you next time on Get Your Sax Together.